Hello and welcome to the Cycle of Kindness podcast. I'm your host, Nathaniel Allenby, and I'm so very grateful for you to be here and listening to us today. We've got an exciting episode for all of you. It is called The Foundation of Resilience, because at its heart, that's what mental health is. We'll explore how resilience forms in our minds and our bodies and how we can strengthen it. We'll share stories, some research, and a personal reflection to show how resilience isn't about perfection. It's about persistence and progress. Now, resilience grows when we face the life we have with courage and clarity and compassion. We build up our strength by failing forward a little bit more every time and getting better, improving our wisdom, and just getting better. Now, every time we meet difficulty with perseverance, self-compassion, and kindness, we reinforce that healthy foundation. So if you're feeling stretched, stuck, or in need of a reset, then this podcast is for you. Now, we all know mental health is incredibly important in today's fast, ever-changing world. It shapes how we think, how we feel, how we show up in relationships and navigate both wins and losses. It frames our responses to pressure, how we comfort a friend, and even our internal dialogue when we look in the mirror. According to Davis, Keegan, and Jowett, authors of Social Psychology of Sport, mental health is our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think and feel and act. It shapes how we handle stress, make decisions, and build trust with one another. Now, this influence is especially clear in sports, where young athletes face challenges like anxiety, burnout, injury, and all-out identity loss. How young athletes manage defeat and hear feedback or talk to themselves under pressure ties back to their emotional foundation, usually formed long before their first competition. And this topic is deeply personal to me, as one of my foundational life moments took place in 1996 at the Oregon State track meet. I was 13 and under pressure. I was in the highest level of competition I'd ever been at, and I was so anxious I felt sick. I was wet from constant rain and nervous and shaky, and while my dad got me there and sat in the stands under an umbrella, I felt alone. I didn't just need logistics, I needed emotional safety. I knew my body was capable of winning, but with my mental health the way that it was, there was too much worry and doubt, and under pressure, I didn't perform well. In fact, I placed third by 0.2 of a second behind the winner in the 800-meter dash. I was devastated. But looking back now through the lens of sports psychology and attachment theory, I now understand that I had an anxious attachment style. I craved reassurance, but didn't have the tools or language to ask for it. And while I knew my father loved me, how we didn't talk about our feelings didn't help me. And that gap shaped how I responded to stress and self-doubt, uncertainty and worry and bullying for years. Now, today I work towards being the role model I once needed, using mindfulness, presence, connection, open conversations to help my children build the emotional literacy that I lacked. And folks, that journey begins early. By age 4, our brains have entered in what's called the hypnagogic state. It's a super absorbent phase where we soak up everything: tone, emotional energy, body language. Now, this term was coined by famous French psychologist in the 19th century, a Monsieur Saint-Denis. And his concept went beyond words to include those other things, because at the core, those are all elements of communication. Now, this is when our beliefs about ourselves start to form, about love and how we give and receive it, about our safety, our home, and our sense of self-worth. And if a child grows up around a calm, attuned environment with grounded adults, they internalize this stability. Otherwise, chaotic or emotionally distant environments may lead them to feel that love has to be earned, or that they don't have worth or value, or that they aren't safe, or that they can't emotionally express. Now, in youth sports, this wiring shows up clearly. A coach's voice, encouraging or critical, often becomes the voice inside an athlete's head. Over time, that voice either builds or erodes resilience. And psychology recognizes two types of coaching environments: task involved, which focuses on effort, learning, and teamwork, and ego involved, which is driven by comparison, status, achievement, outcome, and results. The ego climate may get more short-term wins, but over time erodes confidence. It teaches kids that their worth is tied to their results. Research by Cote and colleagues in 2023 found that emotionally intelligent coaches don't just improve performance, they foster emotional awareness and long-term well-being. Now that's the power of emotional safety. Crying after a loss, that's not weakness, that's emotional regulation, and it's totally one of the normal foundational elements of being human. And this doesn't just stop on the field. Mental health isn't a solo mission. It's shaped by the systems around us. Whether the tone of a teacher, the patience of a parent, the consistency of a mentor. In psychology, this is called co-regulation. It's when a calm adult helps a child simply by being emotionally steady, stable, consistent, and reliable. Now, we pass down emotional habits, often unintentionally. So how we respond to frustration or disappointment, anger, or sadness becomes a part of a child's inner world. Whether during a team huddle or at the dinner table, we're always modeling emotional safety or the absence of it. All right, mental health isn't just talk, it's practice. So let's pause here for a breath. Try this one with me. It's called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. We're going to start by inhaling through our nose for 4 seconds, holding our breath for 7 seconds, and then exhaling for 8 seconds. Let's do it together. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Feel that shift? That's your nervous system regulating. Now repeat this affirmation along with me. I am enough. I honor my emotions. I create space for kindness within and around me. Let that settle into your body. That's resilience. So, let's redefine strength to include this. It's not about stoicism, hiding our emotions or pain. Strength is about vulnerability, asking for help, being honest with yourself and others, sharing the real, authentic things that you're going through, and allowing others to support you in building resistancy and resiliency. When we choose emotional honesty, we give our kids permission to be real. That's how we raise not just tough athletes, but emotionally resilient human beings. We get to be present, connective parents. And to better do so, we can follow the 7 principles that are guiding the Parenting with Connection YouTube channel. Presence over perfection. Empathy before correction. See the need behind the behavior. Validate emotions without fixing them. Set boundaries with kindness. Rupture and repair. We're going to make mistakes. Just make it right when we mess up. And prioritize relationships over control. When we lead with curiosity and compassion, we raise children who trust their own feelings and extend that trust to others. So let's help each other build our resilience as the foundation of mental health that we all need now more than ever. It's shaped in our early years, built through our relationships, and strengthened by the systems around us. So let's model quality behaviors for our children. In both life and sports, emotional safety allows us to rise, not just once, but again and again. Let's provide that for our kids, our communities, the people we love and value. All right, everybody, just like usual, here's your kindness challenge for the week. Do one generous, kind thing, no strings attached. When you're frustrated, especially with the child, pause and reflect instead of reacting. Be the reason someone feels seen, heard, valued. One kind word can really change a mindset. So thank you for listening to The Cycle of Kindness. I'm Nathaniel Allenby, and until next time, stay kind, stay grounded, stay connected, keep on loving each other, be blessed. Lots of love. Thank you.